I'm sure we'll get one. Okay, I've put them as questions so that I
But you nobody builds anymore, so you don't bloody care.
There's only one sort of
One less worrying there.
That might be enough.
Saying worried about Kelly's health. Beginning to wonder now if it was just like a You don't know. You don't know. But yeah. 30 years ago it was, yeah. Automatic thing, 68. He's 68. He's 5 years younger than me.
Yeah, that's
Mind you, when he gets it, it's not the end of the world. Well, it is for you, kind of a thing. But you think when he makes more than a bit of efficiency already. So that's good.
Terrible weather, you caught in the thunderstorm.
He only phoned me once.
I like thunderstorms. What do you tell me then?
No, Janet and Tony have gone off on holiday. Well, the weather was good. Where they've gone, I don't know. Mike's having a blood test with his dog. His dog's having a blood test as well, so I'm not really sure why. I got a message.
Mike might have to stumble.
Might be, that's what he said. But everybody else, I don't know. Hi Paddy, long time no see. I can't hear you unfortunately at the moment, but, and I think Kevin.
It's been a while since you've had a session on Zoom.
I can hear you now, Paddy.
You can?
Yeah, surprisingly.
Oh, that's okay.
I think Kevin's there, but he's pretending to be Mary. You there, Kevin?
Can't see anyone else yet.
No, I know Alison's got some problems. She's got a doctor's appointment or something. So we're a bit thin on the ground here as well, Paddy. So you might.
Good.
You might be doing 20 songs.
That'll do. I can manage.
Oh, is she? I don't know what subject I was going to do. They weren't running
Don't do that because it drops it out.
Right, where's the chat?
Go back, maximise it again.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's pop out.
and now I'm committed.
You don't surprise me at all.
I did a course with Katrina, and that was run by the adult education people. I think it was an evening course thing Betty does.
The visitors tonight.
Online,
We've got Paddy, but Kevin tried to come in, but not. I know.
No, I know, say no more.
For a musician, is it? Right. Well, I'm and then this one it's all waxed up stuff. We're starting to handle it.
Get it cleaned out, man.
Need a electric brush. That's great. She's not going to be late.
last 2 years. And then they perform in a few sets. And then they're going to listen. It's so funny, these belly dancers all lined up, waving with all their gear and this little tiny camera.
No, we were trying to just sort of not open the camera until we got home. Forgot it could be
You've got 5 minutes to learn a song.
5 minutes to learn ukulele and a song.
I think that's probably possible, actually.
Well, I'm hoping that's possible. I'm starting to learn the ukulele. Oh, you are? No.
That's probably the weather.
I don't know. Let's just one thing at a time. And it's beginners, so it's 7 weeks on Friday afternoon. If I like it,
Yeah, they jump up when they turn up or not.
but I
But what I thought I would like to do is
so I've got oh, not 30. I can't sing, and the last thing I played on the description was the record when I was 8 years old. So it's all really new.
Awful noise. We used to make with the because they don't make play it's a fantastic piece of music like that. Yeah, and it sounds so
You know, you should, yeah. No, one below.
That one? I'm scared still, but I'll give it my best.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kevin. Can you hear me? Oh, no.
Hi, yes, can you hear me, Chris?
Yeah. Hi, Alison.
Hi, Chris. Hi.
Hi.
We're a bit thin on the ground here, so you'll probably get a couple at least.
Okay.
I thought you were, Alison. I thought we weren't expecting you. I thought you were going to be ill or something.
Yeah, my plans changed and I'm fine, and I decided I could join you, and then the next thing was my plans changed again, and then they changed again, so here I am.
No change.
Well done. Can you hear me, Alison?
Yes, fine.
Okay, that's good, because I wasn't too sure early on that this mic was working. Thanks. Don't forget your original sound, Alison. I'm not sure where mine is.
Yeah, it's on.
Is it?
This is as good as it gets.
Zoomers, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
Right, I'm going to do one song. Kevin, can you follow me, please? Paddy, follow Kevin. Alison, follow Paddy, please. You can all have 2 songs, no probs. In English, please, no foreign languages from overseas. We know what you lot are like.
I'm going to sing in Canadian.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you forgot the power supply lead for Di's laptop, so we're going to lose the video here sometime, which is why we're going to get you on first, because we won't be able to see you.
Okay.
Okay. What do we got?
Thank you very much.
Okay, settle down, please. Settle down. What? Right, good evening. I worked out I haven't been here for 11 weeks, so I haven't had to view this view for 11 weeks. It's been heaven. What?
Well, I think I'm going.
Yes. No, it's nice. The only trouble is I found out while I've been away I'm old. Christine and I went to Jersey for a week and go around on buses, and every time we got on a bus somebody got up to give us a seat. However, right, it was looking a bit thin earlier on for performers, but we're up to speed now, so hundreds of people. You will be. Actually, one other thing I found out while I was away, that one good turn gets most of the duvet. Yay! Right, we have some... I'm looking behind because that's where the telly is, but we have some Zoomers that are going to follow me. I'm just doing one. And I opened the case up today. This is the first time I've touched this since last time I saw you, so this could be interesting. I hear the train a-coming, it's rolling round the bend. Ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Oh, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, Mama, she told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to see him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. But I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. But these people keep on moving, and that's what bothers me. If they free me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move on over a little further down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I'd want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. So I hear the train a-coming and it's rolling round the bend. Ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. Oh, I'm stuck in Folsom Prison and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. I knew I'd remember how this bat works sometime or other. Right. So, I forgot. Kevin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here if you can hear me.
Oh, hang on, Kevin, we're not getting your sound.
Can you hear me? Oh, I'm unmuted.
No.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Kevin.
Pump up the volume.
Is that better?
Yes, that's wonderful.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, thank you. Big hand for Kevin.
Okay, I balance that lively starter with a quiet one. It's one of our Irish poets, Patrick Kavanagh, who wrote this, what's regarded as an unrequited love song to a young medical student that he fell in love with. He himself knew that it wasn't going to work, and she definitely knew. Anyway, she went on to marry another man who became Minister for Education in Ireland, and Patrick never married, but I believe that she always loved him. So I don't think it is an unrequited love song. I think she really always loved him. So here we go with On Raglan Road. On Raglan Road, of an autumn day, I saw her first and knew that her dark hair would be the snare that I might one day woo. I saw the danger, yet I walked along the enchanted way, and I said, let grief be a fallen leaf at the dawning of the day. On Grafton Street in November we tripped lightly along the lane of a deep ravine where can be seen the worth of passion's flame. The Queen of Hearts still making cards, and I not making hay. Oh, I love too much, and by such is happiness goes away. Oh, I gave her gifts of the mind, I gave her the secret sign that's known to the artists who have known the true gods of sound and stone, and words and tint I did not sin, for I gave her points to say. the clay lose his wings at the dawn of day. On Raglan Road. Thank you. Thanks, folks. I hope you can hear that now, because sound doesn't do good on this end. I think my ears have taken a pounding over the summer, probably as a result of all those pressurization checks we did in Heathrow on those Tridents and TriStars and Max Diff and all this. It doesn't do your ears any good, but here we go. We tried this one. This one is about Dublin when it was one of the most notorious cities in Europe. It was one of the most renowned red light districts in Europe. It's called the Spanish Lady. As I came down to Dublin city at the hour of 12 at the night, who should I spy the Spanish lady washing her feet by candlelight? First she washed them, then she dried them over a fire of amber coal. Well, all midnight I there to see a maid so sweet since I did roll. Whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo, whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo. As I came back to Dublin city at the hour of 8:30, who should I spy the Spanish lady through my hair so criminally? First she brushed it, then she tossed it on her lap of silver comb. Well, in all me life I never did see a maid so fair since I did roam. Whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo, whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo. As I returned to Dublin city, as the sun was about to set, who should I spy the Spanish lady catching a moth in a golden net? First she saw me, then she fled me, lifting a petticoat over her knee. Well, in all me life I never did see a maid so fair as a Spanish lady. Whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo, whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo. I've wandered north, I've wandered south, and slowly battering Patrick's stores, up and around by the Gloucester Dine and the back by Leopard County's house. Old age has laid her hands on me, golden fire of ashy coal. But where is a lovely Spanish lady so neat and sweet about the soul? Whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo, whack for the tooraloo, laddie, whack for the tooraloo. Dana Española, gracias amigos. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Paddy, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's fine. Right, big hand for Paddy.
Apologies for the volume. I am newly wired for sound. I don't know if you can hear it. Both ears, yeah. So be careful what you're saying. I can hear a gnat pee at 100 yards. Anywho, yes, something nice and miserable for a start. This is basically the same song as High Germany, but about 100 years later, 150 years later, when Napoleon was knocking Europe around. Oh, hark, the drums are beating, and I must march away. The bugle sweetly sounds, and I can no longer stay. For we are called up to Portsmouth, and it's many a weary mile, for to fight the blacks and heathens on the banks of the Nile. Oh, Willie, dearest Willie, don't leave me here to mourn. Don't make me curse and rue the day that ever I was born. For parting from you, Willie, is like parting from me life. Oh, stay at home, dear William, and I will be thy wife. Oh, I'll cut off me yellow hair and go along with you. I'll dress myself in velveteen and go and see Egypt too. I'll fight and hold your banner, love, and fortune it may smile, and we'll gather love and honour on the banks of the Nile. Your waist it is too slender, your features are too fine, your body is too weak, me love, to stand a long campaign. And the sultry suns of Egypt your precious health may spoil, and the sandy desert places on the banks of the Nile. Oh, cursed, cursed be the day that ever was begun, for they've taken out of England full many a fine young man. Our lads are gone to perish on that unwholesome soil, and they never will return from the banks of the Nile. Banks of the Nile. And something a little lighter. Cyril Sawney was used to be known for bobbing around in the Mediterranean, getting his heart broken by the local working girls and singing miserable songs about it. But he mellowed in later life, I think. This one has to be sung with a West Country accent, otherwise it doesn't work. Don't tell I Jim Johnson went with thee last night, I heard him as plain as can be. I was crossing the mound when I heard a strange sound down by the sycamore tree. I thought p'raps a cow had got stuck in the mud and pulled its foot out with a moo. But I'm satisfied now that sound were no cow, it were Jim kissing you. You, my 5-foot flirt in the robes of an angel, you better had leave I alone. By the way you're acting, it fairly unnerves I. The thing that preserves I is my joviality. Though I got trouble as thick as the stubble, 'tis you that's the worst of them all. So keep out of me track, and if you want to come back, you can crawl, crawl, crawl. Now what's your excuse for last Tuesday night? The air was so peaceful and still. Like a bolt from the blue came a hullabaloo, a howling and a cackling so shrill. Now the thoughts in me head as I jumps from me bed, there's a fox at me chickens, that's true. I runs out in me socks and bumps into that fox, it were Jim kissing you. You, my 5-foot flirt in the robes of an angel, you better had leave I alone. By the way you're acting, it fairly unnerves I. The thing that preserves I is my joviality. Though I got trouble as thick as the stubble, 'tis you that's the worst of them all. So keep out of me track, and if you want to come back, you can crawl, crawl, crawl. What's your explanation for last Sunday night? Poor vicar nearly turned grey. While the organist was rendering Lead Kindly Light, Jim Johnson were pumping away. And all of a sudden the organ cut short, the vicar got into a stew. When he went round behind, tell me what did he find? He found Jim kissing you. You, my 5-foot flirt in the robes of an angel, you better had leave I alone. By the way you're acting, it fairly unnerves I. The thing that preserves I is my joviality. Though I got trouble as thick as the stubble, 'tis you that's the worst of them all. So keep out of me track, and if you want to come back, you can crawl, crawl, crawl. 5-foot flirt.
Thank you, Paddy. Oh, she is there. Hello, you.
Hello. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's you foreigners we worry about.
Oh yeah, you got to worry about us. You can't
Right.
trust us foreigners.
All yours. Big hand for Alison.
Thank you very much. This was inspired by the Wokingham and East Berkshire Adult Education Prospectus, and I wrote the words but not the tune, but I'm confident that it is in the public domain because John Bunyan's been dead since 1688, and even Ralph Vaughan Williams, who, as I thought, wrote the tune, he's been dead since 1958, and I was alive then. And I asked him, can I use that tune of yours? And he said, go on ahead. Sure, I pinched it myself anyway. Intermediate Japanese plant propagation, metalwork and Portuguese music notation. Line dancing level 1, embroidery was fun. There's nothing left I haven't done at evening classes. This is how it all began, as I remember. I enrolled on Tai Chi Chuan early September. Half-time I bought a tea. A voice said 50p. That's how I found the man for me at evening classes. Three short words, they made my day. I was in heaven. 50 pence, please, he would say. One night in 7. Oh, how I longed for more. This man I did adore. And so I registered for 4 more evening classes. Excuse me. 3 years later I had done 45 courses. I was nearly at the end of my resources, struck down by poverty and urinary frequency that comes of drinking too much tea at evening classes. Makes you cough too, you have to watch that. My despair, it was profound, could not resist him. So I knocked him to the ground, and this is not talking blues. Lustfully kissed him. That will be 50p, he said, plus VAT. But then the rest I got for free at evening classes. Thank you. If you know who you are and what you're after, but you can't find your way to where it is that you want to be, to do the things you thought you wanted to do when you got there, then you probably need a map. Unless, of course, you don't really care about whether you get there in the first place. And that's what this song is about. And I don't know what happened to the voice, but we'll give it a go anyway. I'm a crusty old sailor of 60 or so. I'm wrinkled and brown from my head to my toe. I've a beard that is white and a pipe that's aglow, and a husband I left back in port. Oh, I cruise to the east and I cruise to the west, to the north and the south and all round. I cruise to the right and I cruise to the left, but the ocean I've never yet found. When I sailed from our home on the estuary, I was headed, I thought, for the deep rolling sea. I was halfway to where I had thought I should be when the GPS said I'd arrived. Oh, I cruised to the east and I cruised to the west, to the north and the south and all round. I cruised to the right and I cruised to the left, but the ocean I've never yet found. You will see your required destination, it said, to the left of that pilchard you see up ahead. But the pilchard had gone to a fish farm instead. On vacation, well, that's what he thought. Oh, I cruised to the east and I cruised to the west, to the north and the south and all round. I cruised to the right and I cruised to the left, but the ocean I've never yet found. I should never have trusted that fish-finding app, for it marks every fish that it finds on the map. If you ask me, it's all just a load of old carp with a tail that's a little bit fishy. Oh, I cruised to the east and I cruised to the west, to the north and the south and all round. I cruised to the right and I cruised to the left, but the ocean I've never yet found. It's a lonely old life when you're out on the deep, and you think of your loved ones at home and asleep. But this sea dog's wise and she never will weep, for the cabin boy came along too. Oh, I cruised to the east and I cruised to the west, to the north and the south and all round. I cruised to the right and I cruised to the left, but the ocean I've never yet found. The ocean I've never yet found. The ocean I've never yet found.
Thank you, Alison. Right, I've just realised we've got to be good standard and really enthusiastic tonight, because if Alison gets bored and decides to go to bed, gentlemen, you must avert your eyes. You know. Okay?
I thought you said your camera was on the blink.
Right. Thank you, Alison. Right, big hand for Mary.
I have to get these on. I feel like I'm a jockey in the 4:15 at Kempton Park. You've got your foot on there.
Well, I wanted to make sure you didn't fall off.
Oh, heavens, anything could. Right, I need to come up a bit.
All right, I'll do that.
You know I'm
take
not
your guitar.
demanding, don't you? I'm very easygoing.
How's that?
Yes. Yes, that's lovely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll pay you later. This old guitar taught me to sing a love song, showed me how to laugh and how to cry. It introduced me to some friends of mine, brightened up some days,
and help me make it through some lonely nights. What a friend to have on a cold and lonely night. This old guitar gave me my lovely lady. It opened up her eyes and ears to me. It brought us close together, and I guess it broke her heart. It opened up the space for us to be. What a lovely place and a lovely space to be. This old guitar gave me my life, my living, all the things you know I love to do. To serenade the stars that shine from a sunny mountainside, and most of all, to sing my songs for you. I love to sing my songs for you. Yes, I do, you know. I love to sing my songs for you. Just in case you didn't know who wrote that. It was by John Denver. How clever of you. This is Vincent. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and grey. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and daffodils, catch the breeze and winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. And now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflecting eyes of china blue, colors changing hue, morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the Aries loving hand. Now I understand what you tried to say to me, how you suffered for your sanity, how you tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps but still your love was true. And when no hope was left inside on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you.
Your backing singers.
Quick question. What do you call a banjolele boy without a banjolele? Sensible. However, we know two that aren't because they brought their banjoleles. No, you haven't got here yet. Right, big hand for the banjolele boy.
How are we? All right.
Oh, it's good to be back.
How was the golf on Wednesday?
We get a far better congratulate
No change there.
Right.
Robbie, take one step nearer to Ian.
Over here, darling.
Spread a rumour.
Oh, very out of
We've
practice.
been very busy over the holiday break, doing various charity work which we don't mention. But,
So why did you?
we in tune?
I don't know, are we? Do a C.
That's it, it's close
That'll
enough.
do.
No, we were...
Janet's not here, we'll be all right.
We were talking, we were thinking about the state of the world at the moment. It's not a very pleasant place to be. We were thinking how nice it was when we were way back, young children, playing, not stabbing anybody or shooting anybody. So we thought we'd take you all back to the 50s. And the favourite radio programme, which of course was Children's Favourites with Uncle Mac. So we're going to do a medley of songs from there. If you can still remember them, please join in.
Yes, I'm going to have trouble.
And of course we've got the ever favourite Christmas Cracker Corner. Right, anyway, we go.
Not the reaction you were hoping for.
This I think was one of the most popular. This was one of the most popular ones. 'Twas in the year of '89 on the old Great Western Line, when the winter wind was blowing shrill. The rails were froze, the wheels were cold, then the air brake wouldn't hold, and number 9 came rolling down the hill. The runaway train came down the hill and she blew. The runaway train came down the hill and she blew. The runaway train came down the track, a whistle wide and a throttle back, and she blew, 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 blew. Oh, see, some of you remember it. The engineer said she won't slow down and she blew. The engineer said she won't slow down and she blew. The engineer said she won't slow down, she's gonna run right through the town and she blew, 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 blew. The fireman said he rang the bell and she blew. The fireman said he rang the bell and she blew. The fireman said he rang the bell, the engineer said he rang like hell and she blew, 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 blew. Now you can join in. The runaway train came down the hill and she blew. The runaway train came over the hill and she blew. The runaway train came down the track, a whistle wide, a throttle back, and she blew, 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 blew. The porter got an awful fright and she blew. The porter got an awful fright and she blew. The porter got an awful fright, she was so scared his hair turned white and she blew, 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 blew. The conductor said there'll be a wreck and she blew. The conductor said there'll be a wreck and she blew. The conductor said there'll be a wreck, he felt the chill run down his back and she blew, 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 blew. Last time, the runaway train came over the hill and actually, I've just come back from a few days down at Ilfracombe. I went to see a friend of mine down there, and we were on the seafront. There's a bloke selling seagulls for £5. Oh, that's not bad. I'll have a seagull for £5. So I said, yeah, I'll have a £5. Give him a £5. He said, yeah, there's yours. Anyway. Do we have to?
Go for it. Christmas crackers, corn.
Alan, do you know, Alan, Ian, I've been really impressed by your stamp collection.
That's the wrong way round here, Ronnie. Rod, your stamp collection is amazing.
Oh, I said it. Oh, you said it. Oh, sorry. Never mind. It's no funny when we get it right.
Go for it.
I went into Guildford yesterday to buy some soap. The assistant said,
do you want it scented?
I said, no, I'll take it with me. Knock, knock. Europe. That's a bit bad. A bit childish, isn't it? Right, now, this is the lead up to the next song. So, a gunslinger walks down the dusty street into the saloon, 6 guns on his side, up to the bar. And he says, don't any of you cowpokes steal my horse, or the same thing that happened in Tulsa town. Don't shoot me, scary stranger, but what did happen in Tulsa town when somebody stole your horse? Well, I had to walk home. Thank you. Well, anyway, that was the cunning lead up to this little medley of cowboy songs. Shall we rehearsal this?
Sometimes life is tough.
Right, ready? You ready?
I could be.
2. 1, 2, 3. He liked to
sing
ragtime
music to the cattle as he swings back and forward in the saddle on his horse.
that
Sway to the rhythm,
the folks in the meter for the sound of
this repeat and how they run.
When they hear the feathers come, it's the western folk all know.
Here's a highfalutin, rootin', shootin' son. We come from Arizona,
Ragtime Cowboy Joe. Amazing how many people remember it. Out in Arizona where the band are. The only friend who's like you is the evening star. The roughest, toughest man by far. The Ragtime Cowboy Joe. He got his name from singing to the cows and sheep. Every night they say he sings the herds to sleep. Singing in a voice so rich and deep.
crooning soft and miss.
Oh, give me a home
Where the buffalo roam and deer and the antelope play.
where
Seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
all together now.
Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play.
Where
Seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
how often
At night, when the heavens are bright with the light from the glittering stars,
have I
stood there amazed and asked as I gazed if their glory exceeds those ours. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, where seldom is heard a discouraging word, 'cause what can an antelope say?
a
Four-legged friend, a four-legged friend, he'll never let you down. He's honest and faithful right up to the end. That wonderful 1, 2, 3, four-legged friend.
Oh,
Numbers like cactus and cactus can hurt.
she's only
Tight-waisted, winky-eyed flirt.
she'll
Take all your land, your pride and your gold, and bury you deep long before you get old. A four-legged friend, a four-legged friend, he'll never let you down. He's honest and faithful right up to the end. A wonderful 1, 2, 3, four-legged friend.
Thank you. And just to finish off, who sang that last song?
Yeah,
No,
we did.
no,
The old memory's gone.
we make the jokes. The four-legged friend. Anyone remember who sang the four-legged friend? Well done. And what was his horse's name? Yeah, and who was his girlfriend? Well done. Yeah. It's all downhill from now on.
A three-legged friend, a three-legged friend, he's always falling down.
Right, while the next act is on, I'm just going to nip off and get my long rod with a hook on it for the next Christmas cracker session. And... Right. What are you laughing at? Big hand for Sue Gray.
I thought just for a change I'd play the ukulele. Can I possibly put this up a tiny bit, please? Just so I don't drown myself out with my ukulele. I thought I'd play the ukulele tonight to I'd show my complete incompetence with microphone stands. Just in honour of Alf, who we all miss. Thank you very much, that's lovely. Well, it's September and it's raining. So guess what I'm going to sing? And I'm really glad that Alison's online, because she once wrote a really rather good, well, excellent spoof of this song. Instead of "It Might As Well Rain Until September," it was a song about difficulty in getting hold of a plumber, and it was called "I Haven't Had a Bath Since Last September." But I'm going to do the original Carole King version. Please join in. What can I say? What shall I write? How can I tell you how much I miss you? The weather here has been as nice as it can be, although it doesn't really matter much to me. For all the fun I'll have while you're so far away, well, it might as well rain until September. I don't need sunny skies for things I'd like to do, 'cause I stay home the whole day long and think of you. As far as I'm concerned, each day's a rainy day, so it might as well rain until September. I don't think my friends look forward to their picnic on the beach. Yes, everybody loves the summertime. But you know, darling, when your arms are out of reach, the summer isn't any friend of mine. It doesn't matter whether the skies are grey or blue. It's raining in my heart, 'cause I can't be with you. I'm only living for the day you're home to stay, so it might as well rain until September. Well, it might as well rain until September. Well, looking forward to being back here in 2 weeks' time with the rest of Suntrap. This is an old traditional song. Well, it's actually a mashup of several traditional songs. I learnt it from a lady called Cynthia, who I'm not sure if anyone here will. Chris and Di, do you remember Cynthia, who used to come to the old Anchor way back? And she always insisted that people should sing unaccompanied. So she would be utterly horrified to hear me sing this with a ukulele. Anyway, it's a version of Black Waterside, but it's got travelling verses from Loving Hannah and various other other songs. So it's my version of Black Waterside, or it's actually Cynthia's version of Black Waterside. As I walked out one May morning betide, gazing all around me, an Irish girl I spied. The tears ran down her rosy cheeks and she began to cry. My love's gone to America and quite forsaken me. I went to church last Sunday, my love he passed me by. I knew his mind was altered by the roving of his eye. I knew his mind was altered to a girl of high degree, saying, Willie, lovely Willie, your love has wounded me. Last night as I lay on my bed, so sick and bad was I called for a napkin around my head to tie. Was he as bad in love as I? Perhaps I'll mend again. Oh, love, it is a killing thing. Did you ever feel the pain? I wish I were a butterfly. I'd fly to my love's breast. I wish I were a linnet. I'd sing my love to rest. I wish I were a nightingale. I'd sit and sing so clear. I'd sing a song for you, false love, for once I loved you, dear. Thank you very much.
And you two, very good as usual. I've got to put a pair of trousers on about 3 sizes smaller to get up that sort of kid. Right. Somewhere here.
I'm coming, I'm just not walking very fast.
That's all right.
I need to
Oh, you need to stand. Right.
because I'm going to try a new song out on you and I haven't quite learned it.
Good for you. Right. Big hand for Jackie.
Okay, so this is brand new. The ink's still wet. When I was growing up in County Durham, I grew up in a coal mining town. I wasn't struck by lightning, mentioning coal. And the highlight of the year was in August, when it was Carnival Day. And there'd be a big procession. The colliery band used to go through the town, and then there was a fair in the evening. So this is about Carnival Day. Excitement grew as the music drew near. Suddenly the crowd began to cheer, with banner held high and looking so grand. Over the hill marched the colliery band. Then came the jazz bands in red, white and blue, with beat of their drums and buzz of kazoos. Short white skirts around them swelled, over their heads silver battens they twirl. Carnival day, oh carnival day, everything stopped for carnival day. Carnival day, carnival day, waited all year for carnival day. Float after float passed before our eyes, with people we knew now in disguise. Who was the warrior with shield and spear, making kids squeal with delight and fear? But of all the sights that they were seeing, nothing compared to the carnival queen, with a dress, her sash, tiara and all, like Cinderella off to the ball. Carnival day, oh carnival day, everything stopped for carnival day. Carnival day, carnival day, we waited all year for carnival day. The parade was over, the day wasn't done, off to the fair to have some more fun. Apples and toffee, pink clouds on the sick, eating too much and then feeling sick. Dodgems and sugar boats, coconut shies, boys trying hard to win girls a prize. Carousel horses racing past, screams on the walls are going too fast. Carnival day, oh carnival day, everything stopped for carnival day. Carnival day, carnival day, we waited all year for carnival day. As time flew away, day turned into night, the whole fair ablaze with electric lights. As I trudged home with half asleep eyes, I proudly clutched my goldfish prize. Carnival day, oh carnival day, everything stopped for carnival day. Carnival day, carnival day, we waited all year for carnival day. The fair moved on, we stayed behind, settling back into the Colby town grind. But the magic, the music, the joy and the laughter lived on in my memory for many weeks after. It's probably just as well. This song, according to my records, I last sung this at the Anchor in November 2021. This is a song I wrote quite a long time ago, so a feather falls, a robin calls, a trace of perfume in the air, an echo of your favorite song, and I can see you standing there. Each day there's a reminder of happy times now past. The photographs may fade away, but the memories hold fast. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned, but one day fate stepped in. Why I'll never understand. I'd love to hold your hand again and hug you close once more, share a secret or a joke as we often did before. I know you didn't want to leave, the pain just got too much to bear. But how I wish I could once again see you standing there. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned, but one day fate stepped in. Why I'll never understand. Sometimes a veil of cobwebs is all that lies between the times we spent together and the times that might have been. And I thought we'd have more time to do all the things we planned, but one day fate stepped in. Why I'll never understand.
and the fair had a carousel and the dodgems. What do they got nowadays? I have to take 2 quells to go and just watch them nowadays. You need that, yeah?
Yeah.
You need. Okay, right.
He brings his own.
These guys have paid the appropriate bribery fee, so I've given them permission to do 2 1/4 songs. Right, big hand for Barry and Kelly.
Now, both of us sadly missed the Polly Morris concert earlier this year, right? I looked on the internet to see what we've been missing, and found this song which we liked. It's very short. This is the extra one we talked about.
Yeah, we have a theme tonight. 2 words that could describe it are whimsy and parody. There are more unkind words, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Summer holidays of charm, a campsite on the Dorset farm, went on a shortcut to a barn. The cow got in my way. I tried to dodge, but then instead slipped on a cow pad and banged my head. Ended up on the ground between her legs as I watched her udder sway. I've looked at cows from both sides now, seen from above I don't mind a cow, but from below the view does not enthrall. From there I don't like cows at all. Sadly for you, here's one that I wrote myself, and it started back in the mid-pandemic when for a period of a year each week I sent a whimsical rhyme that I wrote to about a dozen people who were really nice people and far too polite to tell me to stop. And occasionally I'll set 1 or 2 to music, and I've done that with this one recently so that I can perform it at places like this where there are really nice people who are too polite to tell me to stop. And this one's called The Quick Beginning and the Quicker End. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. It began in a bar, as can sometimes occur. He thought her quite stunning and just had to stir. She thought him the best that she'd seen in a while, and there and then gave him back her best smile. Encouraged by this, he then sidled over, thinking of the best way that he could show her. He's a man on whom she could always depend, a man who would always come through in the end. For her part she reciprocated in kind, indicating quite strongly that she didn't mind. They spent the night in each other's arms, each of them falling for each other's charms. A whirlwind romance straightway ensued, with his wedding arranged the very next June. So the great day came, but with both at the altar, their previous convictions then started to falter. She said, I will, and thought maybe I won't. She said, I do, and thought maybe I don't. Both of them thinking with fear in their hearts, maybe it's a long time till death do us part. The groom then said, please hang on a minute, I must confess my heart's really not in it. The bride replied she felt the same way, and maybe it best if they called it a day. So with one last kiss they agreed it was over. With the hindsight they weren't really right for each other, and not able to look anyone in the eye. Hung their heads, saddled off, and mumbled goodbye. And this is a parody of a song by Les Barker, who I'd never heard of, but this man used to listen to him in Chicago, along with Peter Cook and Dudley Moore and people like that. So, yeah, here we go anyway. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Cheddar and Cheshire and Lancashire too. Leicester's bright orange and Stilton is blue. It waxes so lyrical, what can you do but sing, oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. Derby's got green bits because of the sage, and when it gets older it's kept in a cage. And what does it come when it reaches this age? But oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. They say double Gloucester is twice as nice. They say double Gloucester there, I've said it twice. It's nice in potatoes, but nicer in rice. Sing, oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. Those Edam foreigners aren't worth a mention, and old Gorgonzolo's renowned for extension. His brother Emile wrote novels in French and sing, oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. There's Swaydale and Wensdale and Rutland to add, Shropshire and Cornish you may not have had. It's not bad on salads, this ballad's not sad. And sing, oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, my father won't slight you for your lack of right. Your cheese greater love has its food for mankind. Then oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. And it's oh, the hard cheese of old England, in old England, very hard cheese. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry and Kevin. Right, we'll have a short break. One of those, yes, short break. And after which we'll do the raffle and then get on with the next lot of things.
Anybody who's interested in the boat trip, could they give me money, please, if they haven't already done. Yes, by the way, if you've got friends who want to come with you, let us know. Yeah, I mean, we've
I'll do the raffle first, Cam. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting that right height for you. Getting that down here. On a big rest. Trying to rest.
That could be difficult. Okay, step down, please. Right. Take your seats. Tore them all up except one. Oh, sorry, two. Right. Quick, before John gets the tickets and the prize.
It's not going to happen, is it?
Right. For the choice of one I can't pronounce, which is a Pinot Noir. And a Côte de Rhône Village in the pale colour. 7, 8, 9.
Yes!
Oh.
We bought it. This was the best one that you bought.
I think the white.
Well, not the white.
Show up your ukulele.
Right. Erasures is the name. 7, 9, 9.
Oh, come on.
Mwah. Right. No biscuit, no. I ate them on the plane on the way back. Yes, right. Big hand for Cameron.
Thank you. That, all the hard times of old England, I remember that on the first, I think it's first Steel Eye Span album. And a mate of mine called Paul Brown at university became their first manager when we left university in 1970. And our mutual pal Mickey Wasco became a lawyer in Sheffield. And we bumped into Paul one time. Mick said to him, "What are you doing now then, Paul?" And he said, "Oh, I'm managing Steel Eye Span." And Mick looked at him and said, "I never had you down for working in construction." And he meant it. I'm glad Barry's here tonight because he'll understand this song. Old Sammy Shuttleworth of Lancashire, he gave a party last night. All of the lasses and the lads were there. Bung in store in Doro, stuck right. Guests were fat and the house was small. We got stuck in the entrance hall. Old Johnny Bugger took a tin of Vaseline, smeared it on the walls and we all slid in. There were hundreds on the doormat, hundreds on the rug, there were dozens on the slopstone. Little Polly Higgins went and tumbled down the plug. And we heard a woman screaming, we saw some lace and naughty ribbons blue. And Aunt Maria sat on the fire and went and burnt her scant attire. And by good, we had a right good do. At the supper there were cowheel stew, real devil tripe and pig's feet. While they were galloping the slut she's true, you could have heard us in next street. What fun when our old Aunt Ruth speared a pickled onion on her front tooth. By gum, and the fun were rich when we all started fighting for the parson's snitch. There were kippers a la Francais, and a little saucy sow. She guzzled all the fish balls that stuck into her Manchester and Liverpool canal. She were coughing and a spluttering, we had to send her round for Dr. Drew. And all the lads stood around and watched the doctor fill a tear. And by gum, we had a right good do. After supper there were dustman's knock, kissing all the lasses were right fine. Old Albert Higgins, the lazy lad, he started working overtime. Old Aunt May, that knows what she did, an exhibition dance on copper pot lid. Lid it bust and we heard a scream. You couldn't peer, you couldn't see old poor old drowning Auntie May for steam. We a brand new evening dress on, do a little polished wire. Some bugger threw a woodbine down a camisole and set a shuttlecocks on fire. Well, they put it out with water just when we had got a lovely view. So Albert Higgins got a match and set the lass on fire again. And by gum, we had a right good do. At the party there were lots of ale, but we ran out of pots at half time. Old Uncle Abbott used a chimney pot, a chamber pot, and he said it tasted right fine. What fun when me Uncle Horace went and guzzled all the metal polish. He went black and he started to cough, the polish nearly polished Uncle Horace off. When we woke up in the morning, we'd had the time of all our lives. We were so enthusiastic, other fellas toddled home with other fellas' wives. And we thought it all were champion, but what that party was we never knew. If it were a funeral, a wedding or a christening, but by gum we had a right good do. By gum we had a right good do. This is the first time I've taken this guitar out in public. I brought it to show up Sue's ukulele. This gave birth to Sue's ukulele about 3 weeks ago. remember to play a Jake Thackeray song that I haven't thought of for a long time. He was a blacksmith by trade. He used to live on his own. She was a little old maid. Hello? Hello? Goodbye. It is a folk club, and I wouldn't usually say I'll start again, but I only did 2 lines. I'll start again. He was a blacksmith by trade. He used to live on his own. She was a little old maid. She was all gristle and bone, just a crone that you might not have fancied yourself. She was not born to attract. She was lined up for the shelf. If it was not for the fact the blacksmith loved her well, he loved her like hell. He used to grunt and sigh, fit to die, but from afar, 'cause he was shy, like blacksmiths often are. She made a meager livelihood from a homemade toffee that she'd sell up and down the neighbourhood to a butterscotch and caramel clientele. And optimistically she used to think that she'd get a husband yet. She was too modest to wink, but too proud to be coquette, you bet. 'Cause she got a skin, she was skinny, she was snitchy wood. She never seen that she so palpably bizarre and banal could ever be a femme fatale. Time has no time to spare, and the years went by as they must. The spinster shivered with despair, and the blacksmith sweated with lust, fit to bust, till one day she went into church, a simple heart to disclose. Oh Lord, don't leave me in the lurch. Oh, don't turn up your nose. God knows I'm not much cop, but me legs go up to the top. Oh, tell me why you passed me by, and if you can, dear Lord on high, get me a man. Well, she was in for a shock, the high in the tower like a bird. The smith was mending the clock, and he had overheard every word. He nearly fell off his perch with delight, but stout fellow, he kept his head. He didn't snigger as a lot of men might, but in the tones of Jehovah instead, he said, "You're not bereft, the good lad left. He's nothing flash, but still reliable, staunch and true. Your daughter will a blacksmith do?" Well, the spinster's eyes opened wide, when she heard the voice of the Almighty One. In a trembling voice she replied, "Oh Lord, any man is better than none." Whereupon joyous blacksmith went home at a trot. He dressed up to kill in a tick, asked her if she'd have him or not, and she said yes damn quick, because she knew her state. It's daft to wait when love is overdue. Miss your cue, delay or demur, in answer to a little cri de coeur. Well, this is as much a romance as all of the others that you get, and not as much a song and a dance as your Romeo and Juliet. Not as wet, spinster with the love didn't go to the head, no call to go berserk. The spinster went up to bed,
And the blacksmith went to work. Don't smirk, such love's a few. He knew the heart's desires as love requires, with no deceit. He used up his fires to boil up her sweet.
Here you go.
Great sounding guitar, isn't it?
It was a bit worrying in the first song, though. I had visions of getting up in the middle of the night and having to climb on the roof to do a tinkle in the chimney pot.
For your usual guitar.
Right. 1950s, German.
1950s, I was born in the 50s.
You don't need this, do you? Nah. Right, big hand for John Tanner.
Thank you very much. Crank that up a bit. Been a while, isn't it? Blimey. Oh. Woo. I bought one of those stools with a thing on the bracket to hold your guitar. I think, but I didn't, you know. So when you're professional, you need all the gear, don't you? My love, he was a fisher lad, and when they came to shore, he always steered to me to greet me at my door. He knew that I loved him well, said anyone could see, but I was fain when he came courting me. It was on one lovely morning, one morning in May, he took me in his fishing boat out upon the bay. And he told me of his love as we wallowed in the tide, and before the month was over, I would be his bride. And the ships come sailing in, and the ships they sail away, and the fishermen they sing their songs out on Whitby Bay, and the fishermen they haul their nets. How happy I would be living with my fisher lad down beside the sea. Now that very afternoon, the press gang combed the lanes. He dragged them to a man of war, bound by iron chains. Irons on his hands, irons on his feet, and they carried him aboard to fight in the fleet. And the ships come sailing in, and the ships they sail away, and the fishermen they sing their songs out on Whitby Bay. And the fishermen they haul their nets. How happy I would be living with my fisher lad down beside the sea. My father often talks of the perils of the main. My mother says she hopes he will come back again, but I know he never will, for in my dreams I see his body lying low at the bottom of the sea. And the ships come sailing in, and the ships they sail away, and the fishermen they sing their songs out on Whitby Bay, and the fishermen they haul their nets. How happy I would be living with my fisher lad down beside the sea. And when the house is still and everyone's asleep, I sit upon my bed and most steadily I weep. I think of my true love at the bottom of the sea, for he never, never more will come again to me. And the ships come sailing in, and the ships they sail away, and the fishermen they sing their songs out on Whitby Bay, and the fishermen they haul their nets. How happy I would be living with my fisher lad down beside the sea. Thank you. Fisher lad of Whitby. I changed the strings on this after 18 months. Anyway, I don't get out much. It's too late now. Bit of Bob Dylan. My love, she speaks like silence, without ideals or violence. Doesn't have to say she's faithful, yet she's true, like ice, like fire. People carry roses, make promises by the hours. My love, she laughs like flowers, Valentines can't buy her. In the dime stores and the bus stations, people talk of situation, read books, repeat quotations, draw conclusions on the wall. Some speak of the future. My love, she speaks softly. She knows there's no success like failure, and that failure's no success at all. Cloak and dagger dangles, madams light the candles. In the ceremonies of the horseman, even the pawn must hold a grudge. Statues made of matchsticks crumble into one another. My love, she winks, she doesn't bother. She knows too much to argue or to judge. The bridge at midnight trembles, the country doctor rambles, banker's niece says seek perfection, expecting all the gifts that wise men bring. The wind howls like a hammer, the night blows cold and rainy. My love, she's like some raven at my window with a broken wing. Very much.
Right. Thank you, John. Okay. Stall or not?
Stall or not? What do you think? Stall or not? Or no? I'll stand.
Right. Big hand for Chris Harris.
I'll just say, those of you probably all know that Alf's funeral service is on the 27th down near where he lived. Buckingham. Fetcham. Yeah. Buckingham, yeah. Right, okay. Second tune's going to be there's a couple of tunes. First one's called Tamlin, which is written by, I want to say David Graham, but he's not. Somebody out of the Chieftains or something. So it's fairly contemporary. And the other one's not called Tamlin. I don't know what it's called. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Oops. Oops. slowly going out of tune as you play it. Anyway, I knocked down a wall during the last month, and I had all the bricks, so I phoned the council, and I said it would be all right to have a skip out on the road. They said, yeah, probably a good idea, you could do losing some weight. Come on. A bit of Ronnie Lane. I've also had one of my cataracts done. So one of these glasses works, the other one, so I really need to sort of wear my glasses like that. So we'll see what happens. How come when you get the ace of spades, how come when I get the ace of hearts, you always draw the ace of spades? How's it when your best friend burns your lilies on your birthday? How come, I'm a superstitious fella, but it's things I see. How come, I ain't a superstitious fella, but these things I see. How come when your local clergy calls, he tells me that you shouldn't wear black? What kind of bread are you gonna make with that hemlock in your spice rack? How come, well you ain't superstitious, but these things I seen. How come, I ain't a superstitious fella, but it worries me. Well, the spiders run, the cobwebs gone, did you eat it when the moon was new? I drowned your cat, what'd you think about that? I even broken up your blue room. How come, well, a superstitious fella, but these things I've seen. How come, I ain't a superstitious fella, but it worries me. How come, I ain't a superstitious fella, but these things I've seen. How come, I ain't a superstitious fella, but these things I see. It worries me. More or less.
Thank you, Chris. Right. We'll carry on with Trevor. Big hand for Trevor.
Evening all. It's good to be back. I was chatting to my mate Dave the other day, and he was telling me that his wife was recently rushed into hospital, and he was very concerned, obviously. So that night he phoned the doctor, and he said, "How is she?" The doctor said, "I'm afraid she's critical." Dave said, "You'll get used to that." Anyway, well, I've got a I try to keep a straight face, right? That's the hardest part, trying to tell a gag with a straight face. I've got a question for all you gentlemen. Gentlemen, all of you gentlemen that play a musical instrument, this is serious. How many of you, you've got to own up to this, how many of you have you learned a song with the sole intention, learned a song with the sole intention of impressing a lady? Come on, own up, all of you. Yes, of course you are. I know Cameron has. I mean, whether it worked or not is another matter. But I tell you the reason why I asked that question, because the last time we were here, John Tanner did a Leonard Cohen song. And a lot of you were joining along with the chorus. And I thought, oh, there's some closet Cohen fans in the audience. Anyway, it reminded me that many, many, many years ago, I learned a Leonard Cohen song. It wasn't one of his big hits. It was an album track. But I learned it to impress a lady. And decades later, the 4 verses are still there. So I thought I'd do it, seeing as John Sept, the president, he's done a Leonard Cohen. So, where's the lady? Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. She buggered off and married somebody else. But it meant I could meet my charming wife, and we've been together 40 years. So hopefully I'm into. No, this is serious. I learnt this song many years ago to impress a particular lady. It didn't work, but the bloody chord, the 4 verses, they stayed in my head. But it is Leonard Cohen, so if anybody wants to leave halfway through and throw themselves under a bus, please don't, because it'll look bad on my CV if you do. It's called One of Us Can't Be Wrong, so if you know it. I lit a thin green candle to make you jealous of me, but the room just filled up with mosquitoes when they heard that my body was free. So I took the dust off a long sleepless night and I put it in your little shoe. Then I must confess that I tortured the dress that you wore for the world to look through. And I showed my heart to a doctor, and he said I really must quit. Then he wrote himself a prescription, and your name was mentioned in it. Then he locked himself in a library shelf with the details of our honeymoon. And I hear from the nurse that he's gotten much worse, and his practice is all in a ruin. He wrote some shit, didn't he? I heard of a saint who once loved you, so I studied all night in his school. He taught that the duty of lovers was to tarnish the golden rule. And when I was sure that his teachings were pure, he drowned himself in the pool. His body is gone, but back here on the lawn, his spirit continues to drool. Last verse you'll be pleased to know. An Eskimo showed me a movie, they know it down here. He'd recently taken of you, you morbid lot. His hands, and the poor man couldn't stop shivering. There you go, he put me off. His hands and his fingers were blue. I suppose that he froze when the wind took your clothes, and I guess he just never got warm. But you stand here so nice in your palace of ice. Won't you let me come into your storm? Those of you that know this song know what comes next. So you fancy it? La, 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 la. Right, you're all pissed. La, 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 la. Or drunk or drugs. La, 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 la. Come on, nice and loud. La, 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 la. La, la. That's sing it again. I'll do it.
It's a lovely song.
I'll do it. It's a good song in here. God knows what it's about. Right, for my second song, I would like to invite Brian, my partner in crime, to come up, and he will introduce this second number that we'd like to do for you.
Trevor and I love singing here. We're not sure that's a sentiment shared by Ian. In fact, he's normally quite rude when he introduces us, so I'm damn certain he's not that keen on us.
I've got 40 singing glasses.
But just to reassure you, Ian, this week we're not doing anything silly. We're going to pay a musical tribute to one of this area's greatest performers. There is a simple refrain, which some of you will probably pick up. Please join in. Most ready.
We never thought we'd miss him quite as much as we do. When he's away, it's not the same as before. Yes, it's true. Every singer, every chord, every song needs to see our own MC to help along. It must be in. It must be in. Nothing more, nothing less. Ian's the best. When he's not here and someone else plays his game, it's not the same. Waiting in turn to do our spot in our slot, we hear our name. Soon as he calls it, we're aware, we are there. He times us all, so we don't stall, it's only fair. It must be Ian. It must be Ian. Nothing more, nothing less. Ian's the best. He starts off the evening, he starts to sing, he does his thing, a 12-string. And every fortnight he sets the mood, he's never rude, he's the king. Often a Beatles, or perhaps other stuff. His voice is great, but his 12-string, it can sound rough. It must be Ian. It must be Ian. Nothing more, nothing less. Ian's the best. Last verse. Sometimes he tells us we can't sing anymore. There's no room. And when we ask him, he just says it's his turn. He's on Zoom. Bloody wires, bloody mic, bloody screen. Some folks are really better heard
and never sings. It must be Ian, Ian, Ian. It must be Ian, Ian, Ian. Nothing more, nothing less. Ian's the best. After that accolade, do you think we could do another quickie, another 30-second one? Just a quickie. No, this is no, this is topical. I mean, Brian will tell you this is a bit topical. Yeah, because we thought we ought to introduce a political note, given that there's a variety of elections taking place, particularly one the other side of the Atlantic, and you will have seen in the news that there was an attempt on Donald J. Trump's life. I want my money back because they missed, but they did manage to remove part of his ear. But of course, he's not the first person to lose an ear, is he? And in fact, this person's already been referenced earlier this evening.
We're ready.
Yeah. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, lend an ear, lend an ear. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, lend an ear. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, and all I did was cough, and my logo just dropped off. Lend an ear, lend an ear. Oh, me right ear's pale and worn, it's on the floor, on the floor. Oh, me right ear's pale and worn, it's on the floor. Oh, my right ear's pale and worn, it was here and now it's gone, and it's just been trodden on, and it's sore, and it's sore. Ah, but there's no need to shout, or for gloom, or for gloom. Ah, but there's no need to shout, or for gloom. Ah, but there's no need to shout, I just get my ear rolled out, and I pass it all about, round the room, round the room. Drinking Watney's leads to tears, I shall teach, I shall teach. Drinking Watney's leads to tears, I shall teach. Drinking Watney's leads to tears, 'cause it rots away your ears, and the parts that other beers cannot reach, cannot reach. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, lend an ear, lend an ear. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, lend an ear. Oh, my name it is Van Gogh, and all I did was cough, and my logo just dropped off. Lend an ear, lend an ear. Thank you.
God, imagine being MC of this lot. Right. Come on in, boys.
You know you want to.
Anyone?
Well, they were properly funny.
Right.
Can you see that all right? Just about, yes. Not often we get asked to do a second spot. So we're going to do one, you can all join in, have a good old sing-song. No, so somebody touch me. 1, 2, 3, 4. While I was playing, somebody touched me. While I was playing, somebody touched me. While I was playing, somebody touched me. Must have been the hand of the Lord. All together now. Glory, glory, glory. Somebody touched me. Glory, glory, glory. Somebody touched me. Glory, glory, glory. Somebody touched me. Must have been the hand of the Lord. While I was singing, somebody touched me. While I was singing, somebody touched me. Now,
What is this staying here? I'm sleeping off.
I'd like to take the opportunity at this time. Is it all right if I go ahead? Right, just a second. So, it may not seem like it, but actually Ian and I do rehearse, and we do look out for other songs and things. And while I was browsing through the internet, I came across this little this little missive. I thought this is one that would probably go down quite well at the folk club. It's I thought, a touch of class. I thought it's about telling me how to touch a class here. So see what we think of this. Right. Some of you may have heard it. I thought it was quite amusing. It's meant to be sung, but I can't sing it. Joyce the Librarian. Do you know it? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, well, I'm going to do it anyway. I think it's good. Joyce the Librarian, strict vegetarian, and 40 and lives with her mum. Wears sandals and glasses, attends evening classes, and wonders if romance will come. Though she's never been kissed, it's not something she's missed, until a few works before, when George, a Rotarian, a handsome Lotharian, walked through the library door. George was unmarried, and the torch that Joyce carried was burning a hole in her heart. She wanted to show him, but didn't yet know him, and didn't quite know where to start. So with grown abhorrence, she read D.H. Lawrence to glean some romantic ideas, which she turned down flat. She couldn't possibly do that, not in a million years. Joyce the Librarian, strict vegetarian, was burning with animal lust. Alarming sensations, strange palpitations, a mixture of delight and disgust. So she busied herself rearranging the shelves to try to control her dreams. Joyce the Librarian, the disciplinarian, was coming apart at the seams. The very next day, she kept out of the way when George was returning his books, but with growing conviction, as he wandered through fiction, she threw him some long, loving looks. And when George joined the queue, she knew just what to do. She smiled and took off her specs, then looked down in horror, for he'd come to borrow the further joy of sex. Maybe because latterly she'd been reading Lady Chatterley, something went snap in her head. She gave herself gladly, wildly, madly that night to George in his bed. But then, just as she feared, George disappeared. Some other librarian to woo. There's a sob in her voice, for both book and Joyce are a fortnight overdue.
Right. Yes, young lady. Jackie, do you want to do one of that? You'll pass. Right. Anyway, big hand for Sue.
I know a librarian. I think she's. May I? I'm sorry, I can't make it work. Right. Thank you. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, we have had some Bob Dylan already tonight, so here's another one. It's gone completely out of my head. No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do something completely different. It was going to be Sweet Pea. Sweet pea, apple of my eye. Don't know when and I don't know why. You're the only reason. Keep on coming home. Sweet pea, what's all this about? Don't get your way, all you do is fuss and pout. You're the only reason I keep on coming home. Like the rock of Gibraltar, always seem to falter. The words just get in the way. Oh, I know I'm gonna crumble. I'm trying to stay humble, but I never think before I say. Sweet pea, keeper of my soul, I know sometimes I'm out of control. You're the only reason I keep on coming home. Like the rock of Gibraltar, always seem to falter. The words just get in the way. Oh, I know I'm gonna crumble. I'm trying to stay humble, but I never think before I say. Sweet pea, keeper of my soul, I know sometimes I'm out of control. You're the only reason I keep on coming. You're the only reason I keep on coming, yeah. You're the only reason I keep on coming home. Thank you, youth band.
Thank you, Sue. Well coped after a very quick short notice, that's the words I'm looking for.
Short notice, I've taken my specs off.
Right, big hand for Cam.
Thank you. Ooh. I had both my cataracts done, which means nothing. I can drive the car, but I still can't read. Well, you can take your choice, don't you? You decide where to pitch it. So. Drive a car with no specs. I was heading down the road in my two-tone shoes with a packet full of baccy and a bottle full of booze. Well, I choked my smokes and I drank my booze and I threw up over my two-tone shoes. They grabbed me a gun and I robbed me a bank until I was yellow, so I shot him point blank. Checked the video looking for cues, for clues. There upon the screen were my two-tone shoes. They came from me in a downtown bar. The sheriff said, "Gee, boy, there you are. I recognize them two-tone shoes. I saw them tonight on the TV news. Cuff him, Hank." Sitting on death row in the chair, took away my shoes so my feet are bare. When they threw that switch that never blows a fuse, there upon the warden's feet, saw my two-tone shoes. Up in heaven on Judgment Day, the good Lord said, "I got this to say. It wasn't the killing and it wasn't the booze and sending you to hell for them two-tone shoes. Never could stand the goddamn thing. Welcome to hell," the devil said. "Set a spell, you're a long time dead." Said, "I'm Mr. Lucifer, if I could choose, I'd love to go back for my two-tone shoes." The devil said, "Son, just cool your ass. Stranger things have come to pass. Your shoe's gonna be here for too long. The warden died just after you'd gone. Look at here he comes in his winding sheet. You get the head, son, and I'll get the fleet." "What about my shoes?" I cried. "Forget them shoes," the devil replied. "The only one down here," said he, "who gets to wear two-tone shoes is me." Roger Sutton, the actor, who used to play in Lovejoy. He was a friend of mine. I've known him for many years. He wrote that.
John, can you do one after that? Big hand for Barry!
I was unprepared for this. So it might go wrong. Woke up this morning, put on my slippers, walked to the kitchen and died. Oh, what a feeling when my soul went through the ceiling and on up into heaven I did ride. When I got there they did say, "As it happened this old way, you slipped upon the floor and hit your head." And all the angels say just before you passed away, these were the very last words that you said. Oh, please don't bury me down in the cold, cold ground. No, I'd rather have them cut me up and pass me all around. Throw my brain in a hurricane and I can have my eyes. Death can take both my ears and they by the side. Give my soul to Milwaukee if they run out of beer. Put my socks in a cedar box, just get them out of here. Venus de Milo can have my arms, look out, I got your nose. Sell my heart to the young man and give my love to Rose. But please don't bury me down in that cold, cold ground. Oh, I'd rather have them cut me up and pass me all around. Throw my brain in a hurricane and the wine can have my eyes. The death can take both my ears and they by the side. Give my feet to the footloose, killers and fancy free. Give my knees to the needy, don't pull, that's to hold me. Hand me down my walking cane, it's a sin to tell a lie. Send my mouth way down south and kiss my ass goodbye. Please don't bury me down in the cold, cold ground. No, I'd rather have them cut me up and pass me all around. Throw my brain in a hurricane and the wine can have my eyes. The death can take both my ears if they don't by the side. Oh, please don't bury me down in the cold, cold ground. No, I'd rather have them cut me up and pass me all around. Throw my brain in a hurricane and the wine can have my eyes. The death can take both my ears if they don't by the side. 2, 3, 4.
Mr. Oh, you want a stool? But you don't want that. Don't want that. No. Mr. John Tanner. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry about that.
She dressed in the dark, she whispered amen. She looked pretty in pink, like a young girl again. 20 years married, but she didn't think twice. She crept out the road and went into the night, and silver wings carried her over the sea, from the west coast of Ireland, from West Tennessee. To be with her sweetheart, she left everything, from Galway to Graceland, to be with the king. She was humming Suspicion, that's the song she liked best. She She had Elvis, I love you, tattooed on her breast. They landed in Memphis. Her heart beat so fast, she'd been waiting so long. Now she'd see him at last. She went down by his graveside day after day. Come closing time, they would drag her away to be with her sweetheart. She left everything from Galway to Graceland to be with the king. They came in their thousands from the whole human race to pay their respects at his last resting place. Blindly she knelt there. She told him her dreams, and she thought that he answered, well, that's how it seemed. They dragged her away. It was handcuffs this time. She said, my dear man, are you out of your mind? Can't you see we're married? I'm wearing his ring. I've come from Galway to Graceland to be the king. She dressed in the dark. She whispered amen. She looked pretty in pink, like a young girl again.
Thank you, John. What am I introducing you with?
Anything you like.
Right.
The three most handsome men in the room.
Yeah,
Do you want to borrow me glasses?
Yeah.
Does that sound alright?
I caught them out. I just suddenly said, can you do something? So they've thrown their heads together, and big hand for these three guys.
I stood on the shore at Southampton, salt wind in my hair, a case in my hand. We were going to Western Australia. It made me the man that I am. It made me the man that I am. On the crossing they called us the orphans. They were the family that I never had. We said goodbye at Fremantle. It made me the man that I am. It made me the man that I am. Far away, so far away. Sometimes I feel so far away. But the sun is up. It's a good fine day. I've work to do. I'll be on my way. I don't like to talk about Fairbridge. What happened there I still don't understand. These days I sleep with the lights on. It made me the man that I am. It made me the man that I am. Far away, so far away. Sometimes I feel so far away. But the sun is up. It's a good fine day. I've work to do. I'll be on my way. I stand on the shore at Southampton. Took me 48 years to stand here again. I wait for the tears, but they won't come. It made me the man that I am. It made me the man that I am. It made me the man that I am.
Right, got to call it a day, night, evening there, because the technical department take ages to pack up. No, right. Thank you everybody for coming. It's nice to see you all again. So a big hand for all the singers and Zoomers. And we'll see you next time, and some old group or other. Probably 600 of them, I don't know. Probably more than the audience last time there was a... Yes.
And there's still plenty of places on the boat trip.
Yes, if you...
Get your friends to come as well.
Yeah, boat trips on the 26th. And there's still plenty of spaces, so if you need to bring some friends, Chris and I will accommodate. Thank you very much and good evening.